Cordial greetings to you all. My name is Hannah Facey Concilio, and today I'm going to tackle about the book Walang Sugat ni Severino Reyes in American Resume. Severino Reyes, February 11, 1861 to September 15, 1942, was a Filipino writer, playwright, and director of plays. Severino Reyes was a man regarded for the wide variety of literary works that he produced. Reyes is one of the most renowned literary talents of Filipino descent, and he is considered to be one of the most talented writers and playwrights of Tagalog literature. The stories appeared in Liwayway magazine, which he co-founded on November 18, 1922, and eventually became the most widely read prose feature of the magazine. Reyes was also regarded as the father of Filipino plays due to his contribution in the arts and literature. One of the most cited and famous plays that he created was Zarzuela, Walang Sugat, which means no wounds, which tackled the bravery and dedication of the Katipuneros, or the local revolutionary army of the Philippines during the later years of Spanish occupation. Reyes died on September 15, 1942 at the age of 81. Summary of Walang Sugat. A small town in the province of Bulacan, November 1896, Tenyong arrives to find Julia busy embroidering a handkerchief. He asks to see it, but she refuses. Rebuffed, he sulks. Then, seeing that the handkerchief bears his initials, he is elated. But she insists it is not for him but for the Spanish priest. Angered by this revelation, he wants to burn it, so Julia has to tell the truth. Shortly, Lucas arrives to the airport that Tenyong's father and the other men were arrested by the civil guards on suspicion of being rebels. The families and friends of the detained men prepare to visit and bring food to the provincial jail. They take the train for the capital. The Spanish friars instruct Marcelo, the town mayor, to continue the torture of the prisoners, showing no mercy at all, despite the death of 7 of them and the near death of Capitan Ingo, Tenyong's father. The head friar tells Ingo's wife that he has ordered the punishment of her husband stopped, and that he would recommend to the governor the release of all prisoners. However, he tells the other friars that they will go to Manila to advise the governor general to have the rich and educated Filipinos executed. Capitan Ingo meets his family and friends just before he expires. Over his dead body, heartbroken, Tenyong swears vengeance. His mother faints in shock. Tenyong decides to join the rebels and starts recruiting men. Julia tries to dissuade him, claiming that his widowed mother needs him now. Despite her pleas, he is determined to heed the call of duty of his motherland and asks Julia to look after his mother. In resignation, Julia prays for his success and safety and gives him her religious medal. They vow to love each other forever. Julia's mother tells Julia that Miguel and his father will call on them to propose Julia's marriage to Miguel. Julia protests that she do not love him and does not reveal her commitment to Tenyong. Lucas returns to tell Julia that Tenyong could not answer her letter because fighting had started, but sends word that he would be back soon. Miguel visits Julia and tells her that their wedding will be in the grand style and they will leave by the ship to Manila for their honeymoon. His words only disgust Julia, who feigns a headache. Miguel's father asks that the wedding date be advanced, but Julia rejects it. He then bears his love for Julia's mother, claiming that since they both are bereft of their mates and their own children will be leaving them soon, they might as well get married. Lucas advises her to spurn Miguel during the wedding ceremony, but Julia would not think of disobeying her mother, so she just leaves everything to God. The whole town turns out in festive mood to witness the wedding rites that will unite the Shons of 2 prominent families. As the bridal entourage prepares to enter the church, the rebels, led by their general, arrive. Tenyong, heavily bandaged, is lying on a carabao sled. Upon seeing him, Julia becomes hysterical and, refusing to enter the church, she attends to him. Her mother, also worried, asked the general to have a doctor examine him. The doctor, after examining him, declares him on the verge of death, so the priest was summoned for the last rites. The priest then announces the last request of the dying man, that he be married to his childhood sweetheart. Juana is shocked to learn of her daughter's secret and scolds her for her deception. Miguel and his father give her consent to this strange request, for they know that Tenyong will expire very soon and the original wedding can take place. Juana also prevailed upon to give her blessings, so the new bridegroom, still swathed in bandages, is brought to the side of Julia for the start of their wedding rites. As the priest is about to begin the nuptials, Tenyong rises unexpectedly, removing his bandages. The crowd shouts in disbelief, "Walang Sugat." And now it's question time. Whose character from the film you closely relate to? What personality does he or she possesses that resemble yours? Explain. For me, the character from the film entitled Walang Sugat by Severino Reyes that I closely relate is Tenyong, because Tenyong shows of being committed and strong in his every challenge in life. Just like me, I experience a lot of challenges like bullying and many more, but I'm still standing and doing my very best that I'm worth it to be here. Tenyong, very lovable, can do everything for his family and loved ones. Just like me, I can give everything, even my life, for the sake of my family. I will do everything for my family because I love them. I'm contented and happy to see my families happy and eating 3 times a day and also without problems. What is the difficulty encountered by the main character in the story? The challenges that encountered by the main character, which is Tenyong and Julia, was having forbidden relationship that had been further hampered by their social status, political and religious beliefs during the height of Philippine Revolutionary movement against the Spaniards. The main character suffered from all kind of emotional pain because the relationship is not approved by each family. What scene gives us the concept parallelism to the actual and current situation in our society? Describe the scene and explain. For me, the scene that gives us the concept of parallelism to the actual and current situation in our society is the concept of difference in ideologies of each group. Difference in mindset, difference in life, just like the status in society, and also the concepts of difference in beliefs, system, and religion that can cause until now the problem and conflict to many groups and the whole society. Walang Sugat shows the realities that still exist in our entire society. We need to recalibrate our mind to make new and stop degrading others. Why do you think it is entitled Walang Sugat? It is entitled Walang Sugat because the film shows many challenges that faced by many people. Even they are lost, they are creating ways to stand and fight again. Even they are a lot of bruises, still they are fighting. Walang Sugat. It has very deep meaning and it's not easy to define, because in the end of the day, they choose the right and happiness that they want to experience. Walang Sugat because they find the right one. What did you realize after reading or watching the story? My realization after watching the movie, I was mesmerized to the events that happened in the movie because it shows difficulties in life. It's tragic, and I feel that if I was there at that time, for sure, I will not survive. And I also realized from the movie is that you need to be strong and don't give up, and that you need to believe in yourself because no matter what happened, we need to fight and believe. And lastly, I realized that if you have dreams, don't stop dreaming and always give the value of family no matter what happens. These are the elements of a short story regarding the story Walang Sugat by Severino Reyes. Plot. Walang Sugat tells the love story of Julia and Tenyong, whose forbidden relationship had been further hampered by their social status, political, and religious beliefs during the height of the Philippine Revolutionary movement against the Spanish colonizers in 1896 to 1898. Setting: Bahay ni Julia and bilangguan sa Bulacan. Characters: Tenyong, isang mapagmahal na lalaki na lumaban sa mga praile. Julia, ang iniibig ni Tenyong. Lucas, kanang kamay ni Tenyong o matalik na kaibigan. Putin, ina ni Tenyong. Kapitan Ingo, ama ni Tenyong. Juana, ina ni Julia. Kura o praile, mga sakim at mapagmalabis. Marcelo. Teban, isang praile na nagpalaki kay Miguel. Tadeo, ama ni Miguel. Miguel, manliligaw ni Julia. Monica, taga-silbi ni Julia. Theme. The play is about the injustices Filipinos suffered under Spanish colonial rule, including the oppression of Filipino prisoners by Spanish friars for expressing their patriotism. Conflict. The story begins with Julia, a wealthy mestiza, falling in love with Tenyong, a poor but talented musician. Despite their social differences, they secretly marry. However, their happiness is short-lived as the revolution breaks out, and Tenyong is forced to join the Katipunan, a revolutionary group fighting for independence. So, what do you think is the moral of the story? The story Walang Sugat taught us that if we really love someone, we will find ways to do our best and to pursue and be with them by all means. Thank you.